Evening, good morning. I don't know what time it is. I really don't because where I'm from in this realm, there's really no sense of time. There's really no sense of like legitimate purpose. I'm just talking. Just a simple, whatever you call it. Just speaking out. Just talking. Saying what I need to say and signing off and say, well, fairly well. That's fair. That's a fair trade, isn't it? You know, it's not bad. It's not really that bad at all. But you see, I'm a man that doesn't mind the grind. I'm a man that's not shy from sacrifice. Sacrifice of sleep, sacrifice of comfort zones. Sometimes when you have to do things in life, it requires you to be a little bit more uncomfortable. It requires you to go that little extra mile. Kind of like a bodybuilder. You know, you work hard, you lift those weights, and you're always lifting something heavier, something heavier, something heavier. And then when your muscles are screaming for you to stop, that's when you push that much more farther. And then, guess what? When you push that much farther, then your body starts resisting. Your body starts bouncing back. Your body starts putting on more muscle, getting you stronger, getting you healthier. And then you're no longer that weak individual that you were when you first started out. You're strong. You're healthy. You're a beast. And nothing can stop you. Nothing. Nothing can stand in your way of achieving greatness, of achieving the impossible. Sometimes to achieve the impossible, you have to get a little bit uncomfortable. You have to get a little bit down and dirty. You know, you have to push yourself to the very limit of your existence. And then when you've been pushed, you push yourself a little further. Then you push yourself a little further. And when you are begging for it to stop, when you are begging for it to be over with, that's when you push yourself a little further. And then you yourself become the greatest weapon the world has ever seen. You yourself become the very monster that they were afraid to create. You yourself become the one that's unstoppable, the one that's impenetrable, the one that can never be beat, can never stop. That's the type of monster and person you need to be. Trust me. Oh, what's up, Spooky Waffle? How you doing? Welcome to the madness. Welcome to the darkness, you know. Like I said, you've got to be willing to grind. You've got to be willing to work harder than ever. You've got to be willing to dedicate yourself to what you do and do it better than anyone else. What's up, Ozzy? Wherever you are. Welcome to the darkness. Mm-hmm. You could say that. You could say that we're all customized. But we're customized to fit our own little environments. But doesn't that get a little boring? Doesn't that get a little mediocre? Why customize yourself when you can be built to advance? Be built to be stronger. Be built to be better than everybody else. Because you are. Everybody has the potential to be just as good as everybody else, if not better. Faster, stronger, healthier, and more alert than you could ever be in your entire life. Think about that one for a minute. Just think about it. Think about the hidden potential that you cage up because you're afraid to let it out. Because you're afraid of what it might do. You're afraid of what people might think. Well, I say, fuck all these people. I mean, what have they really done for you? What have they really done to help your life out? Think about that carefully now, before you answer. What have they really done to actually help you improve your life other than push their own agenda? Think about that. They talk to you as if they're trying to help, they're trying to do this, they're trying to do that, when really they're just slowly inching you right exactly to where they want you to be. Now, true friends, true people, they'll be there right with you, 100%. They'll be right with you through the guts, through the glory, through all the worst of the worst, and the best of the best. They'll be there. And the others, they'll just fall away like leaves on a tree. And eventually they'll hit the ground and they'll rot away and disappear. But guess what? Through all those rotting leaves, through all of those nutrients that are coming in the soil, that helps your roots to grow more stronger. That helps you to become a better person. Dig your roots deep. Spread your branches wide. And watch at what potential you can create. Watch at what fruits that you create all by yourself, all on your little lonesome. So you don't need people's approval to tell yourself that you're good enough. To tell yourself that, you're not going to make the grade or anything. You don't need anybody's approval. It all depends on what you yourself think and how you yourself feel about you. Because going through life is like driving a car. You're responsible for driving it. Everybody else, well, they're just along for the ride. So since when do we need validation for anything? I don't. I've never needed validation for anything. No. I just do things. I don't have a plan. I don't have organization. No, I don't. No. Because I'm not like everybody else. I'm very, very different. I'm a creature of my own. I'm of my own creation, my own doing. And the people that I have with me, well, they're supporting me all the way through. But do I really need them? Do they really need me? No, they don't. But they're happy to be here. Because true people in your life will be happy to see you succeed rather than fail. And they will encourage you to keep going. They will motivate you to keep going. And they won't settle for mediocrity. No, they won't. They will keep pushing you and pushing you and pushing you and pushing you to the limit so that you can be the best person you can be. So that you can have hone all your skills, all your potential to the best of your ability, and then some. See, I don't believe in limitations. No, there's not. Even if you'd like for them to be, there's not. So stop doubting yourself. Stop saying that I can't do this, I can't do that. I'm only limited to this, I'm only limited to that. Because, I'm sorry to tell you, but you're just lying to yourself. You're just feeding yourself a line of bullshit. The bottom line is we have hidden potential. We have creativity. And we have something that nobody else in this world has. The sheer will and the sheer drive to keep going. Think about it. Can you really tame a beast or tame someone that has the unstoppable ability to just keep rolling, to keep going? In other words, the people that get in your way, they're just going to get run over. Or you'll just push them out of the way and then just move right straight through them. Because it's easy. It's easy to do it when you have the mind power to do it. It's easy when you have the sheer drive to overcome even the worst of the worst scenarios in your life. I see many people out there. In fact, I'm going to compare a few little scenarios. If you want to know what it truly is to fight for your life every single day, what it truly is to know what life's blessings are, take a look at cancer patients. There's some of these cancer patients that are younger than any of you combined. And they've got terminal cancer. Terminal. Yet are they crying and whining about how life's not fair and how life dealt them a shitty hand and all this stuff? No, they're not. They're not. They're happy and blessed with whatever life and whatever time they have, and they make the best of it. That's something that we should do. We should follow their example. Take advantage of what you have and make the best of it. Don't sit there and complain and argue and fuss and fight and say, life's not fair, everybody owes me a living. No. You owe yourself. You owe yourself a living. You owe yourself a real reason to go on. To keep going. To keep expanding that potential. To keep expanding that talent. And who knows, maybe if you keep this up, we're not going to be seeing you on YouTube, not anymore. We're going to be seeing you on the big screen with a lot of these big people. And then you would think to yourself, gee, I never thought that this was possible. But then, in the midst of all that, you're going to remember what I said about potential, about true potential. And you're going to realize, you know what? Somebody told me a long time ago to keep pushing, to keep going, and to never stop, and to be relentless, and to never stop trying to achieve your goals. Never stop, always advancing forward and never backward. We've got to learn to be the most unstoppable force known to man. Because then no one can stop us. No one can tell us, oh, we need to stop. No, enough is enough. No. That's where you're wrong. And that's where they're filling your head with bullshit. Because enough is never enough. There's never such thing as a roof or a limit to your potential. And anybody who tells you that, they're full of shit. And they know it. That's why they keep telling you that constantly. You know, I had a father once. I had a mother. My mother worked hard. My father worked hard too. But my father wasn't as warm or as lenient as I am. My father was very harsh and very stern in what he believed in, and he was stern in what he did. And I thank my father every single day for bringing me up that way, because he taught me good morals, good values, and good ethics. Did I tell you what he did to me once? Did I tell you what he did to me? He would all the time say, you know what? You're just going to be another retard for us to take care of. That's what you're going to be. You're going to be just someone else for us to look after. You're never going to amount to anything. You're never going to be anything. You're going to be just worthless. And you know what happened? Something snapped within me. Something snapped inside of me. And I told myself, you know what? I'm going to prove to my dad, and I'm going to prove to the rest of the world that I could do it. That I could be the person that I want to be. That I could do what I want to do. And guess what? I did. I graduated from high school, and I showed him the diploma, and I said, Dad, look what I did. And you know what he said? That's my boy. I know you could always do it. Because you see, in all the times that he was throwing me that negative stuff, all of that negative talk, he was building me up. He was building me up and making me resistant. Kind of like a farmer that sprays pesticide over plants. Well, eventually, every year, when the plants come up, eventually they become more and more and more resistant to the pests that bother them. And then pretty soon, it doesn't bother them anymore. They build resistance, and they become stronger with more potential, and they produce more fruit than ever before. That's the way it is with us. That's the way it is, and always should be, with society. See, a lot of people in society are weak. They're used to gimme, 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 and never work. And unfortunately, they don't realize their full potential. They don't realize the beast and the monster that they keep wrapped up and chained up like an animal. You see, we're in prisons of our own making. And we live in it every day. And the only ones that can set us free is ourselves. But we just don't exploit it. We don't see it. We don't use it. We just leave it be. And look what happens. Chaos in the world, wars, sacrifices that are not even necessary. I mean, come on. There's always a better way to rule a country. There's always a better way to get that job that you always wanted. There's always a better way to get that car that you've always wanted to get. Or get that raise at work. There's always a better way to do anything in life. You just got to find the true motivation to do it. You know, my dad always taught me something as well. If you've got something to do, do it. Do it. Don't talk about it, be about it. Quit procrastinating and start grinding. Start working hard and start producing results. Because the world doesn't care about your excuses. They don't care about your mindless problems or mediocrity or whatever. They don't care about that. Because the world cares about results, no excuses. People want a better world. Why not give it to them? One step at a time. One day at a time. One life at a time. One step on your way to greatness. Just think about that for a moment. And let that sit and marinate in your brains for a little while.